Namaste. Oh, today we are going to be talking about meditation, mindfulness, and how it helps you develop presence and focus so that it can really help your business to elevate your leadership skills and really just help you to grow your business in an easy and relaxed way. As a good former coach of mine loved to talk about it. She would say that that's how she wanted to do. She wanted to be able to grow her business with ease and grace. So if this is your first time tuning in, whether you're listening on your favorite podcast platform like Spotify or Apple, welcome. Or if you're watching on YouTube, also welcome. And if you're a regular subscriber, of course, I'm so happy that you have come back. So for those who are new, though, I would like to just share a little bit, just a wee bit about who I am. I am Gloria Grace, a spiritual business coach who helps entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs in particular, leverage their intuition to break through revenue ceilings and achieve sustainable business growth. And that is truly my passion for helping entrepreneurs do that, because I know what a struggle it can be sometimes to do that. So one of the things that has helped me along the way has been the practice of meditation. And this has been something that has truly changed my life in a positive way. It has impacted me both on a personal level and on a professional level. And it's why I wanted to focus today's episode on that. And what I wanted to share with you during today's episode, normally what I like to share a daily word from the Unity organization, spiritual organization. I usually will do it after I get done talking, but I found one today that I think sets the stage for this topic really well. So I thought I would actually share that with you first today. So this is from August 3rd of 2017, and the word was meditate. And they always have an affirmation, and this affirmation is, I am peaceful, calm, and relaxed. The actual reading starts off this way. It says, meditation is an ancient practice by numerous cultures throughout the world. This simple practice provides a time of quiet reflection where I am one with God and open to inspiration. As I turn my attention inward to the sacred space of the silence, I tune out my surroundings and focus on my breathing. With each unhurried breath in and out, my heart rate steadies, my oxygen level rises. I am filled with peace to carry me throughout the day. As I make meditation a habitual part of my daily routine, I look forward to that time. I know that these moments will benefit me physically, mentally, and spiritually. I will emerge from them feeling refreshed and renewed, ready to face the day. And the daily words always end with a scripture reading. This is from Psalm 77, verse 6. I commune with my heart in the night. I meditate and search my spirit. So I thought that was really great, a good explanation at its simplest, because that is what meditation really is all about. And it goes back, frankly, thousands of years. I believe, don't quote me on this, that it started as a Buddhist practice, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Prayer is also a form of meditation in a way as well, but it's essentially, the point is that it's about being still. Be still and know that I am God, one of my favorite verses from the Bible. And this is a wonderful practice for anyone, certainly anyone, whether you're in business or not. But as a business owner in particular, there are so many things that grab our attention every day, whether it's just, number one, fulfilling whatever your service is. Let's say if you are a service provider, It's actually working with clients, but then it's all the other things that you need to do to be successful in business. It's making sure that you're promoting your business, marketing it, dealing with sales, dealing with finances, balancing your books, making sure you've got more revenues coming in than you have expenses so that you can be a profitable business owner. And there can be a lot of stress involved with that. But when you are connecting with God and feeling that divine presence within you, it becomes easier to actually then demonstrate that presence as a leader in your business, whether you're a solopreneur or whether you have employees. Cultivating that divine presence within you, knowing that when you spend time being mindful, spending time in meditation, but also then being mindful, you're able to practice the skills that will help you be a mindful leader. That can be things like actively listening to, of course, your clients for sure, but definitely listening to your team members, your employees, being able to empathize with them, and then being able to make decisions that align with your values. And I've had a few episodes on the podcast recently. I'll reference them, I know, in the show notes, but if you want to go back and check it out, I've had a couple different wonderful guests on the show who have talked about being empathetic leaders, being authentic leaders. In fact, actually, I think I did an episode about authentic leadership not too long ago myself. Meditation and being mindful, practicing a mindfulness practice helps you to be calm, to be able to handle stress. And I'll give you an example for me personally. So my meditation journey started back shortly after I began my business in 2009. And I did something different than perhaps most people think of meditation as sitting and focusing in on your breathing. Well, I somehow saw some advertisement for a program that was called 𝘆liche, and it was from a company called Centerpoint that advertises it. And it was a way of they make use of binaural beats. So it's an audio technology. And so you would listen, you'd put on headphones and you would listen to these sounds. And their claim is that it will help you to achieve the same level of meditation that it would take monks years and years and years to be able to accomplish. And you're going to be able to accomplish this in a matter of weeks or months as opposed to years. I like things fast. I live in the Western culture where we like instant gratification. So that appealed to me. And I said, I'm going to try it. They had a free sample and I was able to sign up get the free sample and try it out. And then I did invest in that product and started using that as a way for me to meditate every day. One of the first benefits that I noticed from it is that it raised my tolerance level for things that would normally make me angry. That's the best way to say it. Yeah, things that would tick me off, I wasn't being upset by as anymore. And I could let it. I was able to roll with the punches. That's a good expression. I like that one. I was able to do that because this technology was actually changing the structure of my brain. And this has been proven out. In fact, they have studies themselves. Centerpoint has done lots of studies where they have to prove that it does this. But just as an example, researchers at Columbia University Medical Center said that meditating can indeed change the structure and function of the brain through relaxation. And that in turn, that relaxation helps you to reduce stress, anxiety, and depression. And it helps you to increase your focus and learning concentration, improve memory, and attention span. I don't know about you, but those are all good qualities that a good, well, person, certainly, but absolutely an entrepreneur can benefit from all of those things. Certainly reducing stress and anxiety, definitely, but also being able to increase your focus, being able to learn. I'm sure you've experienced this in your business if you are a business owner. But again, even if you are an employee, that it's important to keep learning, to be able to keep learning, to grow. And when you spend time in meditation, it really does help you to be able to do that. You're able to read books, you're able to attend webinars or training sessions and workshops. And it that fact of being able to be calm and to be more relaxed and not stressed out helps you to retain whatever you're learning a lot easier. And think about it. Think about the times in your life when you have been stressed out. Your brain, your whole body tenses up, and you've got, I don't know what hormones are going through your body at that time, but I know it releases a certain type of cortisol. I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor. But those things that are going on in your body when you are stressed, imagine if you're well, think about even when you were a kid in school. If you're someone who is stressed out and taking a test, how well did you do? As opposed to the times where you were really calm and you know that material, you knew that material like the back of your hand, you could ace the test. But if you're all stressed out about it, it's gonna be a lot harder. You could probably still do well, but I guarantee it's gonna be harder because when you're stressed, it's just harder to retain that information, or it's harder to retrieve the information, I should say. I hope you get where I'm coming from today. In realizing how much of a benefit meditation and mindfulness practices can help you with. So here are a few specific types. If you have, for whatever reason, if you have not ever tried meditation before, here are a few different ways that you can do it. So there is the type of meditation that is a mindfulness meditation where you're focusing on your breath. And here's the thing, thoughts are going to come through your mind. They are you it's especially when you first start meditating, and even when you've been doing it for a long time, thoughts are going to come in your mind. It just happens. The key is to not let them bother you, but to just observe them. And this is one thing I learned from Centerpoint. Bill Harris was the gentleman who came up with this. He's since transitioned, but he would say he advised you to be the watcher. And because there is this part of you that can actually observe these thoughts that are going through your head. And so you can just watch them, don't have any judgment about them, and just take note of it and say, I used to even mentally say, thank you for sharing, but just kind of let it go. And just the purpose of this type of meditation is really just to become aware of how you're feeling, not to become absorbed. And we actually did have a guest on the show a few months back, Neil McKinnon, and he talked a lot about this is the type of meditation that he practices, is really focusing on actually more than focusing on the breath, but really focusing on the feelings in your body. So check that episode out as well. Another type of meditation is what's called concentrative. And this is where you fixate on a particular point, whether it's a word, like a mantra, Om. You've probably heard of people, reciting the word Om over and over. So that could be one. It could be focusing on an object like a candle flame. A lot of people meditate to that. Sometimes people use mandala beads, and they'll focus on the beads as they're meditating. The goal is simply to be able to, again, release your thoughts and maintain your focus on that particular point or that word, because then when you're narrowing your focus to that, then it helps you from having those stray thoughts come to disrupt your meditation. And again, they likely still will, but when they do, you just say, okay, and then just refocus your attention again. You don't always have to meditate by sitting. That's the other thing, is there are moving meditations that you can do. Tai Chi is one that is definitely one you can do. Yoga is even a form of meditation as well. When you're doing slow, repetitive movements, you're also, and I know I've practiced yoga before, is you're focusing in on your breath. You're the in and the out breath as you're holding a position. That also can be equally effective in relaxing your mind and your body, so that you still get the same types of benefits as if you were sitting down somewhere and focusing in on your breath. So the idea is to figure out what works best for you, because everybody is different. We all respond to different stimuli. So try something, figure out what works best for you, and it is experimenting. Experimenting will do it. And I will tell you, I did use Centerpoint for a long time, and then I took a break from it. I wanted to do something different for a while, so I tried some different things. I think the one thing that actually got me off of doing Centerpoint for a while was when I did a 10-day silent meditation retreat back in 2019, I think it was. That was a powerful thing. I highly recommend meditation retreats if you ever have an opportunity. You may not want to jump right into a 10-day, because that's pretty intense, especially a silent meditation retreat. That's where you do not talk, not only when you're meditating, but afterwards. You don't talk to anybody either. So for the 10-day period, you are in complete silence, just with you and yourself. You might want to try a weekend retreat. Might be good. But as an example, so after I did that retreat, I didn't feel like going back to, well, number one, I didn't go back to the Centerpoint because I was practicing Vipassana meditation, which was another style of meditation that I learned at the retreat. So I did that for probably a good year and a half. I'm now doing Centerpoint again because after trying different things, I decided I'm going to go back and I'm going to start doing Centerpoint again, the 𝗲𝗵 program. So you just need to figure out what works best for you. There's lots of apps online that you can find, and there's even videos on YouTube. So figure out what works for you. One other thing I forgot to mention about the benefit of meditation, definitely helping with presence, helping with focus, helping with relaxation. It can also boost creativity. That is a wonderful, wonderful benefit, especially again for entrepreneurs. That's where the idea for my book, Live, Love, Engage, came about. I was meditating in 2016, and this idea came into my head that said, you should write a book about love. And I thought that was crazy, but I followed through with it. And a few years later, I actually finally had a book that I was able to get published. So being still, again, finding a way for you to be still, whatever way that is, maybe it is going for a walk, maybe it is practicing yoga, maybe it is sitting in in your room or in a room in your house or your apartment, finding a place where you can be still. It's a wonderful gift. It's a gift that you're going to give yourself to be able to connect with your higher self so that you can show up more with more presence. I'm going to get back to that with that divine presence. And one other tip I will encourage you to do if you are meditating at home, it is a wonderful idea to have a sacred place in your home, a dedicated spot where you can go to and this is your spot. So if you are, let's say you don't live alone like I do right now, but if you have a spouse or if you have kids, it's really important to find a place where you can say, "This is my spot." And mommy or daddy or whoever's listening to this, or hubby or wife, this is my time. I'm gonna dedicate this time. I do not want to be disturbed for the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes, hour, however long you wanna meditate for. But it's a gift that you give yourself to be quiet, to be still, and to allow yourself to connect with that higher power. So I strongly encourage you to try it out. If you don't like it, that's fine. Maybe you find some other way that you can get the same benefits. I will recommend to give it a fair try. Give it at least, I say, try it for a month. Try meditating for a month and then see how you feel at the end of the month. And here's another idea that I would recommend you do is keep a journal. Keep a journal, whether you do it every day or at least once a week, and every day would be better, to take note of how you're feeling and see if at the end of that month, compare how you were feeling then versus how you felt at the start. And if you do notice a benefit, then that's proof positive for you, provided it is a positive benefit. And I can't imagine that it wouldn't be. Then you can say, okay, I think I want to keep this practice up. Because I will tell you, people who do meditate, I know for me, when I miss a day for whatever reason, maybe I have to get up early and go to the airport for some reason to go on a trip and I don't take that time to meditate. The rest of the day, it doesn't feel great. So what I would usually do if I can't meditate in the morning, then I'm going to find some other time later in the day to do it because it's it's my non-negotiable. I have to have that meditation time in for me because it starts my day. It gives me a place to start from. It's a really good foundation for me to be able to go on for the rest of the day. So that's my spiel today about meditation and mindfulness. I would love to hear from you. If you are a meditator, hit me up on social media. I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn at Gloria Grace Rand. Connect with me, go to my website. There's a little contact button there where you can let me know. I would love to know how you feel about it, or definitely comment on the podcast or comment on YouTube or something. But look me up, comment, let me know how you feel about meditation. What's been your experience? I would love to know that. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to let you know about. The other thing I want to share with you right now is, because this is my last chance, because it is the end of July. I've neglected to mention this on the podcast last week, but just as a reminder, if you have been enjoying Live, Love, Engage, I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider nominating this podcast on the podcastawards.com at their website in the education and people's choice categories. So you go to podcastawards.com. You'll have a way to be able to, I think you need to register first in order to then do the nomination. But if you go to those categories, education, people's choice, look for Live, Love, Engage and nominate us. I would be so thrilled and greatly appreciative of it. And you only have until July 31st to do it. So as soon as you listen to this episode, if you are moved to do that, I would appreciate if you do it right then because it's the end of the month and we're running out of time. So I just wanted to get that plug in there right now. And before I close out this episode, I want to do one last thing to share with you today. And this is another way for you to meditate. So I'm going to share with you a way for you to meditate, get the benefits of meditation right now, and that is going to be sharing a light language message with you. So I would encourage you, if you are listening to this somewhere where you're driving a car, come back, listen to it later, someplace where you can be still and be able to have a chance to just relax, close your eyes. And what I'm going to be sharing with you is a channeled message from the higher realms. And it is sounds that will help you to relax and to help you with any kind of stress or anxiety you may be feeling right now. It is a message that communicates directly to your soul. And so it's not necessarily anything that you will be able to translate. I can't even necessarily translate it. Sometimes I will get ideas of what the message is, but it's not something I translate word for word. So this is my gift to you today. So I hope you will receive this with the spirit of love. And what I'm asking my guides to share with me today, the angels, archangels, star beings, is to share a message of love and light with you through me that will be for your soul's highest good. 𝘵𝗺𝗻𝗂𝗄𝗄𝗄𝗃𝗄𝗃 𝘵𝗺のコーヒーや𝘵と𝘵とあそくやこふやこや𝘵のこえそくやこやの𝘵よ𝘵よ𝘵𝗺𝗻ね𝘵のくや𝘵のくえ𝘵のこぱにか𝗲𝗟とくれぼんしやのこぱ𝘵なこたぱなきかりた𝗲のかまのこればんてかきあのにあのぱかゆのこへかこふいたすしゃこふやとくふこやにゃくいこよのこあとしあとこくやのけかよ朝ここやとへそこしよのこぱんなくやとおくしよのこれやぱんてかりえたとけやととこしかたさこしよのこれやぱんのこばわやらこれやぱたきかさかりやのきんなのかかんのにやまくいこいかんなくやとさしょのえかねやhan sakriano pakuya tukia han takriya mokia tikase akashikotompa kikoshakotanda memaina ekayotu. Thank you for listening today. Thank you for watching today, whether you're watching on social media or you're catching this on uh, again, watching on YouTube or listening to your favorite podcast platform. I am so grateful that you were here today to share this with me. And again, if you have any questions or you ever like to chat with me about light language or about anything that I talk about on the show, I encourage you to reach out to me. You can also schedule a call. Go to engagewithgloria.com. That's engage, ENGAGE, with WITH, Gloria, GLORIA.com, and you'll be taken right to my calendar where you can schedule an appointment, and I would love to have a chat and see how I might be able to help you answer some questions, what have you. So until next time, as I love to end the show with and encourage you to go out today and every day, go out and live fully, love deeply, and engage authentically.